Hi, good morning, class 9. How are you guys doing? I hope you all are doing fine. Well, great. So, it's nice to be back, and we are at the French Revolution, right? So, we'll be doing the French Revolution again today. So, it will going to finish today, and after that, I'll try to discuss the question answers with you. So, yesterday we were at the abolition of slavery, which happened in Santiago. They were bringing in labor from Africa at the last with the Negroes. They were having it, and then it was 1974. It was described that the French colonies were abolished in slavery was abolished in 1848. It was said in 1794 to free all of them, but it actually happened in the French colonies in 1848. Revolution and everyday life. Can politics? I'm reading your book. Can politics change the clothes people wear, the language they speak, or the books they read? The years following 1789 in France saw many such changes in the lives of men, women, and children. The revolutionary governments took it upon themselves to pass laws that would translate the ideals of liberty and equality in everyday practice. One important law that came into effect soon after the storming of the Bastille in summer 1789 was the abolition of censorship in the old regime. All written material and cultural activities, books, newspapers, plays could be published or performed only after they have been approved by the censors of the king. Now, the Declaration of the Rights of Man and Citizenship proclaimed freedom of speech and expression to be a natural right. Newspapers, pamphlets, books, and printed pictures flooded the town of France from where they traveled rapidly into the countryside as well. They all described and discussed the events and changes taking place in France. Freedom of the press also meant that opposing views of events could be expressed. Each side sought to convince the other of its position through the medium of printing. Plays, songs, festive processions attracted large number of people. This was one way to and they could grasp and identify with ideas such as liberty or justice. The political philosophers wrote about at the length in texts which only a handful of educated people could read. Okay, so whatever was happening, they had tried to prove that the tortures with people were how they were happening, how the people were having unjust, how they were treated. These things were coming, and the illiterate people won't be able to know that. So they had to use, and the censorship was that is when you censor something, that anything which is not to be shown, which is not viewable content, adult content or non-viewable content or illicit content is not to be printed, which can change the mind factor of people. So it will go through the king and it will be changed, but now as it's a government, it's going to go through the government. In 1804, Napoleon Bonaparte crowned himself the Emperor of France. He set out to conquer neighboring European countries, dispossessing dynasties and creating kingdoms where he placed members of his family. It was all between his family. Napoleon saw his role as a modernizer of Europe. He introduced many laws such as the protection of private property, uniform system of weights, measures provided by the decimal system. Initially, many saw Napoleon as a liberator who would bring freedom for the people. But soon Napoleonic armies came to be viewed everywhere as an invading force. He was finally defeated at Waterloo in 1815. Many of his measures that carried the revolutionary ideas of liberty and modern laws to other parts of Europe had an impact on people long after Napoleon had left. The ideas of liberty and democratic rights were the most important legacy of the French Revolution. These spread from France to the rest of Europe during the 19th century, where feudal systems were abolished, colonized peoples revoked the idea of freedom from bondage into their movements to create a sovereign nation state. Tipu Sultan and Ram Mohan Roy were two examples of individuals who responded to the ideas coming from the revolutionary France. Raja Ram Mohan Roy was one of those who was inspired by new ideas that were spreading throughout Europe at that time. The French Revolution and later the July Revolution excited his imagination. He could think and talk nothing else when he heard of the July Revolution in France 1830. On his way to England at Cape Town, he insisted on visiting frigates, warships, flying the revolutionary tricolour flag, though he had been temporarily lamed by an accident. Okay, so these are the people who saw this. This has come into our country. So I was explaining to class 7, you are class 9, you are much more older. Democracy I was doing. Are we really, our preamble says that we are a democratic country. In each of our books at the heading part we see the democratic page comes, the preamble is there, constitution is there, everything is there. But do you think are we really democratic? Are we still equal? Do we see people equally the same as I am? I don't think so. France did. That's why today they are much more a better country than us. We are living together, but with lot of prejudice and inequality. Still, I'm sorry to say that, but this is what is the truth is. So if we could change that thinking, we have to first know what is to be equal, and then we will think about democracy. If we are equal, democracy will automatically follow. Equality, justice has to be there. Okay, so that is what happened. The churches took over all the justice, equality, greed, everything take over by the state of the assets of the church. They were doing it. They were playing hell. So revolution has to start. Okay, so this is all about it, and I'll come back with your question answers. Yes, in this class only I'll do it. And let's go to your question answers. Describe the circumstances leading to the outbreak of revolutionary protest in France. Question number 1. The following circumstances led to the outbreak of revolutionary protest in France. Louis XVI was an autocratic ruler who could not compromise with his luxurious life. He also lacked far-sightedness. He did not think further, and he was very lavish, his luxurious life. He could not compromise. Outbreak of the revolution. When he ascended the throne, the royal treasury was empty. Long years of war had drained the financial resources of France. Added to this was the cost of maintaining an extravagant court at the immense palace of Versailles. Okay. Point number 3. Under Louis XVI, France held the 13 American colonies to gain their independence from Britain. The war added more than $1 billion livres to a debt, to a department credit, or a debt credit department. Now began to charge 10% interest on loans. So the French government was obliged to spend an increasing percentage of its budget on interest payments alone. 4. The states finally increased taxes to meet its regular expense, as the cost of maintaining an army, running government offices and universities. Point number 5. The French society was divided into 3 estates, but only members of the first 2 estates, that's the clergy and the noblemen, were exempted to pay taxes. They belonged to privileged class. Thus, the burden of financing activities of the state through taxes was borne by the third estate only. So, pressure was increasing on the third part. 6th one, the middle class that emerged in the 18th century France was educated and enlightened. They refuted the theory of divine rights of the kings and absolute monarchy. They actually refused it. They believed that a person's social position must depend on his merit. They had access to various ideas of equality and freedom proposed by the philosophers like John Locke, Jacques Rousseau, Montesquieu, etc. Their ideas got popularized among the common mass or common people as a result of intensive discussion and debates in salons and coffee houses and through books and newspapers. Point number 7, the French administration was extremely corrupt. It did not give weightage to the French common man. The state finally increased taxes to meet its regular expenses, such as the cost of maintaining an army running government offices and universities. Okay, the first answer. I'll come back in the next video.